Depends on your age.
Hollywood.
Okay, so now I have a mini skirt on and I put the strap right at the top of my thighs, as high up as I can get it. And then I'm standing in Tadasana with my feet hip width apart, my arms by my sides. Okay, so I keep my knees and thighs firm and my heels pressing down so my legs are solid. And as I start to bend forward, if I feel that tightness in my legs, there's a tendency to not want to extend my torso and my spine forward. And pull my ribs forward. So at the same time I pull this forward, I have to let the thighs release backward with the strap. So I'm extending the spine forward, and then I bring my fingertips onto the bolster. So you see my arms are vertical, legs are vertical. And I pull the ribs forward for the shoulders to go forward also. So at the last moment, after the ribs are pulled forward, I pull the shoulder blades away from my ears. But you see the ribs are still pulling forward. Now on the way up, I really pull the sides of my trunk forward. Forward, and drive my heels down. So keeping that length as I come out. Some of you are sort of a little sleepy in the feet. Your feet are turning out, your ankles are rolling in. So make sure you turn the toes in, spread my toes, and then I lift my inner ankles. So the weight's right down through the center of the heels. Now, watch my arms and my torso. So I have to turn my inner arms up. My head stays level between my arms. And then when I push my arms into the wall, watch the sides of my torso. Pull the sides of my torso back. So I'm lengthening my rib cage back away from the wall. Then I have to lengthen my pelvis back away from my rib cage so the waist gets longer. It takes time to do this, yes? Then I have to lift my kneecaps and thighs up. And then I move the tops of the thighs back. Like somebody's pulling, like the rope is there again, pulling the tops of the thighs back. So the whole time I'm pressing my arms toward the wall, getting as much length in the torso as I can. And I press the hands to the wall to step out. It's the triceps that are going to do that work. Now as I go to take the arms up, there's a sort of a beginning stopping point. At that point I keep my thighs back, I lift my ribs up, and reach the arms up. So if my heels of my hands are pointing in that direction, then I have to first reach the armpits to the elbows in that direction. You see? See, the skin of my armpits actually elongates. To take the arms further back, I don't just push the hands back, I take my armpits back. Right? So the whole arm bone in the shoulder socket has to move backward. Then again, I lift my ribs up and reach up through the heels of the hands, and then the triceps have to work. So firm my knees and thighs. You see my legs? Drive my heels down. Then I move my thigh bones backward as I move the sides of my rib cage forward. And then the shoulder blades come away from my ears. So concave back means my spine has to go down into my body. So not this, right? But the spine has to go down in. So I take the head of the sacrum slightly down in, and then each one of these vertebrae has to go down into my body and forward. Down into my body and forward. Down into my body and forward. So the sternum then goes forward, chin goes forward, and I have to firm my elbows, watch my arms. So the triceps engage. And then keeping the sternum forward, I draw my shoulder blades away from my ears and re-engage the triceps, because the triceps always want to quit, just like the front thigh muscles. Okay, so come to Tadasana, stand behind your chair. And then lengthen at the waist. This is lengthen at the waist, and draw your shoulder blades away from your ears. And when I slide back, I want this upper buttocks muscles to be subdued. They tend to overwork. Trapezium overworks, upper buttocks overwork. So both of these things help to get that fight or flight kicked on. We want the fight or flight off now. So I catch the flesh of the buttocks, and as I push with my arms, I slide back. So the flesh of the buttocks is being pulled away from my back waist. And then my lower ribs, I put them as far away from my buttocks as I can. Again, I'm looking for this length on the side of my waist as I lie down. Once I'm here, I tuck my shoulder blades away from my ears so that this trapezium is able to relax. So again, the buttocks is released this way. And the trapezium is also releasing this way so that, in theory, the floor is supporting them better and they're going to relax. When I extend my legs, I keep my feet hip width apart. And then I just relax everything. Okay, so I place myself as symmetrically as I can so that the nervous system gets quiet sooner. Your turn. Shavasana is corpse pose. Point your head toward the back.